guess the only thing that concerns me more than that is there's no protections for those that are older in here. None. That ratio can be as high as the state wants it. Our Republican colleagues can't even set a cap. Maybe add an amendment that would say it can be no more than 100 to 1. At least
Will the
that's
gentleman
a start.
yield?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Were you not on a Public Utility Commission?
I was, Mr. Chairman.
Didn't you set rates there? How the heck could we trusted you to set rates at the
Mr.
state
Chairman,
level?
reclaiming my time.
This is I don't get it.
Reclaiming my time. Mr. Chairman, when you and I both know when you're establishing rates and you're looking at rates, you have a fixed rate in there. And so what you have done is you've said,
gentleman's time has expired.
Mr. Chairman, you took a little of my time there.
No, you
Mr.
yielded
Chairman,
to me.
Mr.
Gentleman's
Chairman,
time's expired.
You're suggesting the utility should only pay whatever, 5 cents a kilowatt hour, but you can charge whatever you feel like charging to that customer.
No, that's not.
You're setting the range band.
Gentleman's time's expired. Gentleman's time's expired.
Another flaw. That's why details matter in these legislation.
Gentleman's time's expired. I'm going to recognize myself to continue this discussion because I find it fascinating. Because we have a couple of former rate regulators from the state, and I might ask my colleague, Mr. Cramer, who was an elected rate regulator, so why is it that only a Washington politician or bureaucrat knows the right rate, and it's arbitrary and not based on the marketplace? Why is there a reason that we wouldn't trust somebody at the state level to take care of their constituents?
My answer would not be as clear and articulate as your question. You answer the question with the question.
Tell me about that.
Well, I was sitting here listening. Had the exact same thought as you. I was sitting there thinking, what in the world would we be doing if we turned North Dakota's utility rates over to the FERC? That would make no sense, because we in North Dakota know the cost of the resource, the cost of the transmission, of whether it's electricity or gas. We're the experts on the ground with the customer, and to somehow suggest that we should be confined by some Washington mandate violates really what's best for the people that we work for. So your question to Mr. Lujan is exactly what was running through my mind.
And the gentleman yield.
The stunning thing to me is that Mr. Lujan himself was a public utility commissioner. And they looked at the market, they looked at their resources, they looked at what mattered to New Mexico, and I assume didn't stick it to the consumer just because they could.
Well, if they did, you wouldn't be in the job very long.
Okay, and that would apply to any commissioner anywhere. I'm not picking on Mr. Lujan here, but I'm just saying, I'm thinking through my days in the state legislature.
Mr. Chairman, since you've used my name a few times, would you yield to me?
Of course I will in just a second.
Thanks.
To my good friend. But my point is, this is the seminal difference between, I guess, on this issue at least, between us on the Republican side and you all on the Democratic side, which is we actually trust people closer to the patient, closer to the consumer, to make this decision better than some bureaucrat back here. And I would just take you back to my comments from Governor Herbert in Utah, who had to plead with a bureaucrat in Washington to be able to use this new technology called email to email with his Medicaid recipients who had email.